Hey guys, so in this quick video, I want to talk about a very important, very special book called Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez. This book, Your Money or Your Life, is really one of the books that kicked off the FIRE movement. FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this movement before. And suffice to say that this book really had a big impact on me and really has a big impact on a lot of the philosophy behind being a digital nomad and being an expat. And in this video, I'm just going to give you a brief synopsis of what this book is all about, what this book sort of whispered, and how it relates to being a digital nomad or expat in Latin America. So the general idea of this book is really thinking about basically how many life hours it takes for you to buy things. So maybe your top line salary is $26 an hour, but that wage doesn't really reveal the whole story because you have living expenses along the way, you have taxes along the way, you have additional hours spent maybe commuting and things like that. And so this book basically teaches you to take all the hours that you spend to earn the money, total the money as well, the net money after taxes, after all expenses, effectively what you're saving at the end of the month, and taking your savings at the end of the month and then dividing it on a per hour basis. And so let's say that your gross income is $10K a month, and if you're in the US or Canada or Europe, maybe your net income from that is $7,000 a month, $6,000 a month. But then after all the living expenses, maybe the car expenses, the bus tickets, whatever, the average Canadian or American with earning 10K a month is saving 1K a month if they're lucky. And so your monthly income is really only $1,000. And then on the other hand, you have the 40 hours a week, and you need to think, am I working a 40-hour week? Do I have a chill job? Am I only working 20 hours a week? Do I have a very difficult job like maybe an investment banker and I'm working 70, 80 hours a week? And then, am I commuting? Am I commuting an hour and a half each way? Do I have 3 hours of commute each day? Am I answering emails on weekend? Am I preparing for Monday by doing work on Sunday? Effectively taking all of those hours in a month and adding all those hours up, so not just the 40 hours a week. So a normal 40 hour per week would be 160 hours per month, but for most people that's not the full story. But for the sake of easy math, let's say you work 200 hours a month to earn $1,000 of savings. And then you do that math, you do 1,000 divided by 200, and effectively you're earning $5 an hour. So maybe you thought that you were earning, I don't know, $65 an hour, which I think is somewhere around 10K a month. But what you have to show for it at the end of the month is $1,000, and therefore you're only earning $5 an hour effectively. And then now that you've determined your true hourly wage or hourly income, then you need to think about all those extra expenses. Maybe you want to get a patio set for your backyard that costs $1,000. Maybe you want to, get a new skateboard that costs $200. Maybe you want to go to the movies and it costs $5. And you need to think of it in terms of your true net hours and your true net income. And you need to think, well, if I buy that $1,000 patio set, that's an entire month of work. That's literally an entire month of my life to buy that patio set. If I want to get a $200 skateboard, that's basically 1 week of my life. If I want to go to the movies for $5, that's an hour of my life. Even for someone that's technically earning $65 an hour. Well, really, we've determined that's not really the full story. And what happens is when you lower your cost of living, you lower your monthly expenses. It's really powerful for this calculus, and it's really powerful for how much you save a month, and it's really powerful for your true income earned per hour, your true net income per hour. I haven't figured out the best word for this, but you guys know what I'm talking about at this point. Because the average American in the US is saving $1,000 a month on 10K income. But if you were able to earn that same 10K income in Latin America, you're probably going to be saving at least $3,000, right? So you've tripled your savings on the exact same amount of income simply by doing a little bit of geoarbitrage. That also means by tripling your savings that you've tripled what you're earning per hour simply by lowering your cost of living. Your cost of living might have only been lowered from $6,000 a month to, I guess, $3,000 a month. So you only cut your cost of living by 50%, but it tripled your savings and it tripled your net income per hour. That's why saving is so, or having a lower cost of living is so powerful. And people will hate on this idea of, trying to save money and lower your cost of living. And I get that to some extent. Obviously, we should be more focused on increasing our income and becoming millionaires and billionaires. But you also need to think about, especially when you're earlier in your career, this is really powerful. Or if you're in your retirement years and you're on fixed income, this is also very powerful. But you need to just adopt this mindset a little bit about how at the end of the month you're only saving $1,000 a month, and how that's really your true net monthly income. And when you think of purchases and we think about how you spend your time, start to think of it in the terms of this true net monthly income, not in terms of gross income or after-tax income. Think of it in terms of savings and true net monthly income. So that's kind of the takeaway from this book, Your Money or Your Life, and kind of why moving to Latin America and lowering your cost of living is so powerful. Because if you can lower your cost of living by 50%, you can triple your savings. And when you triple your savings, it really has an exponential effect on how quickly you can reach financial freedom. A lot of people have a different financial freedom number in mind. For some people, maybe it's $1 million or $3 million or $10 million. And sure, you can't really save your way to $10 million. At some point, maybe you need to get equity in a company or do something a little bit more entrepreneurial. But the fact is that if you can lower your cost of living while earning the same amount of money, it has an exponential effect on how much you're saving and maybe how much you can reinvest in your business, and ultimately accelerates your path to financial freedom and the number of years you need to work in order to get there.